Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Views from the Bridge, your second favorite podcast about your favorite team, the Philadelphia Union. Before we get to the games and the team and all of that, Evan, how are we doing tonight?
I've said it many times, many years to many people. At least we're not the Colorado Rapids.
Hey, that's true. Chuck, how are you doing tonight?
We're not. That performance wasn't far off though.
Yeah.
It's been a day. So I on Monday, as I try to do at some point during my weekend, I cleaned my entire apartment. And then I go to make lunch today. And this is a moment where I can't blame the cat because he had no involvement in this. The entire bowl of ramen that I was making spilled in my kitchen.
What are you doing?
Absolutely just ruining everything.
Well, at least you didn't have a racist incident in the Champions League again today to write about.
This is true. I guess that is an overall improvement from the last time we recorded. Although we still have incidents to talk about.
We have incidents to talk about. Guys, the Union played 2 games, which is like we went from not having a game for several months to talk about. Now we have 2 games to talk about. The first of which they won handily. After how did the announcer say it? A week of debauchery or something? Fornication. Sorry, fornication was the right word.
Yes. Going straight from fornication into Ash Wednesday.
Yes. Defense Force FC went from a week of fornication into Ash Wednesday and playing soccer, and they're gonna wish they probably didn't do that again, because it was not a great game. It was a 5-0 Union win, and it looked pretty easy,
even with the visa issues. Because one thing that they mentioned on the broadcast was that like Jesus Bueno did not get into the country until like basically day of, which also leads to a question of where's Olivier Mbaizo?
I don't know. I don't know. Where is Olivier Mbaizo?
Evan, I can't tell if you're like muted or just not talking. Yeah, you are muted.
Evan's having some technical issues that may matter, may not. But who knows?
But yeah. So basically, they did like we were expecting an ugly game in Trinidad, and I mean, in a lot of ways, we still got it. Like that was not a pretty game of soccer to watch. But who cares when you score 5 goals?
True. Who cares when you score 5 goals? Starting lineup, Andrew Rick in goal, Frankie Westfield at left back, Nathan Harriel and Owetha Makanya at center back, Jeremy Raffanello playing right back. Our right backs just keep who knows who's playing right back this week. Milan Olowski, Jesus Bueno, Danley Jean-Jacques, and Alejandro Bedoya in the midfield, and Stas Kornowski and Alida as the starting striker pair. And then we made a lot of subs from there. But interesting starting lineup to say the least, but probably the one that needed to happen in this game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like overall can't really ask for much more. Even though Stas didn't score, he still looked good and like he was going to out there. Alida getting his first Union goal off the mark very quickly with a header that does really make you wonder like what the full potential of him and Damiani is going to be up top. Since one thing that was clear in this game is this team still likes to cross the ball a lot.
The quality of crosses may not be the same as it used to be, but
hey, at least Frankie got one good one in from the playing out of position. Like, because I'm very happy for, when a new left back joins and is able to play actual games, because this is going to be a theme of the week. Probably need multiple left backs, not just one.
True. We probably need multiple left backs. Like,
because we saw technically three, right? Over the course of everything.
I think so. Yes, I think we saw 3.
Cool, great.
We were talking about the fun about left backs.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the whole day-to-day to Frankie Westfield thing is going to be super helpful for that. Yeah, this is just such a weird start to the season, because for as much as I enjoyed beating a team 5-0 with like probably the ideal start other than a hat trick for Alado, he didn't do himself any favors, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, but I don't need to see him play this week actually anyway. And then I don't think he starts for the third game of the season. Or sorry, for the third game of the MLS season.
I mean, Alado might not start for a while.
And like,
but
our whole goal
we'll
when we were talking about what we want to see from the first leg of the Champions League is like,
probably a good
either win or come out really kind of nil-nil, and we've basically made it so
I feel like before we get there, we do have to mention anything that Kevin Solomon got his first goal contribution for the first team in a competitive match.
For the second leg, I think Chuck in the group chat, you were like, "Hey, if anyone can rent a car, get them out of this game."
He had one before. Like, I was actually surprised when it was like, this is his first, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, we're kind of stuck.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been close. He's been close so many times. And to that point, I did think he looked good, and I think he seems to have gained a little bit of confidence since last season. Maybe wasn't afraid to take some guys on, kind of in both games. Wasn't afraid to take some guys on. He loves to turn and go, and I love that. Like, it's so frustrating when midfielders kind of first pass is always back. And his is not that way. He wants to go whenever he can. And so that was fun to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you can see kind of what he's learned from kind of just getting pushed off the ball last year to now being able to use his size and pace to the best of his abilities, which is great because we need players who can do what he's able to badly.
Yes. No, that's absolutely true. Until his older brother also gets back on this field, it's like we need some players who can push the ball up the field.
Yeah, because even and actually I don't know how we didn't get to this yet, because the player who was everywhere was Milan Ilyaski, and his way of pushing the ball is just, I'm gonna shoot from wherever I feel like instead of dribbling.
Yes.
And granted,
Sullivan also,
it works.
Yes, Sullivan also earned the PK, and I was hoping they would let him take it, but because what was it, 4-0 at that point, or 3-0 at that point? I was like, just let the kid take it. He earned it.
That was a point when you would think that Damiani would just pass it off. But I mean, I get it. Strikers want their goals, and he is the designated PK taker, and he's quite good at it.
He is quite good at it. So the Union come out of Trinidad. We set the bar very low on last week's podcast. We said just don't lose, and they didn't do that. And so I think our comment after the game was that nobody who plays tomorrow night should be able to rent a car, and maybe Alejandro Bedoya. We can go both ends of the spectrum. So I think as we get to this game on Thursday night to finish off this series, you would hope Cavan gets 90 minutes. You would hope Sal, all of us, gets 90 minutes. Eddie Davis gets 90 minutes. You'd hope these guys play the whole time unless we give up a couple goals and you need to kind of rescue the game. But hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, especially playing at home, I don't see why that would be the case, that anyone who is expected to start over the weekend returning to MLS play will even touch the field for more than 20 minutes. Which also, one thing that I'm curious is, how many people do you think are actually going to attend that game? This is Defense Force Thursday night at Subaru Park.
Defense Force Thursday night Subaru Park. I mean, like, is this like the actual number, or is this the number that we get from the club?
I mean, I'm wondering actual number, which I think the low is like around 2,000-ish for an Open Cup game.
Sure. I think this is going to rival like Union 2 territory.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because unfortunately, come see Kevin Molino and the kids isn't really a good marketing tactic on a Thursday night.
Not for anybody that's not the three of us or like some Minnesota United fans from like 5 years ago.
And you know who won't be playing tomorrow night is Jovan Jones.
Kevin Molino?
After
Yes, after
crazy red card at the end of that game.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah,
you know what? I was gonna say I don't know what he was thinking, but to be fair, if your club is called Defense Force, that was the best example of defense that we saw all night from Defense Force.
And it's the second yellow card or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's unfortunate, but you're not wrong.
I didn't name the team. I don't know.
So the Union play the second leg of that matchup tomorrow night, 7:30, Subaru Park. When you're hearing this, it'll probably be today. But they're playing that game. Go if you want. We'll see if that number breaks 2K.
Go if you want. Probably just able to walk in.
Yeah, they might just open the gates after a while. Here you
At that
go.
point,
You can go in.
7:45. Get down there, and just sort of see if you can't be
like. I'm just like trying to imagine like a situation in which you accidentally end up at Subaru Park and asked to come in.
if you're door dashing stuff to the academy. Like, is there
I mean,
a world?
they do have the offices down there.
Yeah.
So
we can conjure up a scenario.
I wonder if somebody would DoorDash something from the game tomorrow night, and like if they would let the driver in. Here's your pizza.
Be like, oh, yeah, it's for Tom. He said to just drop it off outside the press box, and they're like, yeah, it's fine.
He said he's in seat 202.
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Pretty quiet here. I don't know.
All right.
You're gonna be able to find me.
That's that game. And then the Union opened up MLS play in DC. Guys, there is so much to talk about from this game, and none that I actually want to talk about.
Yeah, Justin. What if we just did?
Ty Baribo, it's the
Burned
only goal
all
of the
bridges.
game. Yes.
What a weird.
It took him one game to literally just burn every Philadelphia bridge
21,
he had.
It took him 21 minutes.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Because even before the goal, Ty Baribo should have been red carded. And then he scored.
Yeah.
And had it, and was going to go celebrate, and has it flagged for offsides. Then scores again, and celebrates like 3 times harder.
Yes. That non-red card, like the fact that there was not a VAR check, I don't even know what to do with.
I also listened to our good friends Matt Pollard and Mark Goodman over at Holding the Highline, who are on their 9th season, and they cover the fucking Rapids. So they're sick people. I think between them and between us, I think we're all under the impression that the referees in MLS might have taken a week off. Because they don't have any like egregious like weird red card shouts on either side, but the officiating in that game, and then honestly the officiating in the St. Louis game, were just weird. And I understand. Thanks, Chuck, earlier for the JT jump scare post, but I understand why they're not appealing that Alado red card, just because that's so much nuance that Pro has never really proved that they have with anything like that, let alone the greater discussion that we're not capable of having in any meaningful way in the 2 minutes that I want to spend on it, about just the still ongoing he said nonsense about racism in European soccer. So I understand that like there was a slur or a spit that happened that didn't happen, is not really something you want to try to appeal because you only get so many of those a year. Yeah, just Baribo staying on the field. We look really flat. We have a bunch of guys with day-to-day injuries. We're reminding ourselves that none of us think the first month of the season matters pretty hard this week, I think.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to just even think of what the best place is to start with that game. And I mean, I guess probably it's better to just go from the beginning that you thought that we were going to start the game with Frankie Westfield at left back, and instead saw Finn Sundstrom Union left back debut that didn't last very long. I like we already kind of knew going into this game that things were just going to be weird, considering you were already down to essentially your third string left back, and like I was surprised to even see Frank Westfield in the lineup.
Yeah.
But when your midfielder playing left back at Ben Bender also isn't available, you really don't have many options, and just quickly found out that the options were worse than we ever thought they were.
Yeah.
Also, I miss Jovan Lukic. He needs to like be healthy now.
Yeah.
Because like I don't mind seeing Jesus Bueno at times. He has come a long way. That game needed Jovan Lukic.
The problem with Bueno being out of the line, like the problem with Bueno being in the lineup with Jean Jacques, I think specifically, I think Bueno looks a lot better when he's in the lineup with Lukic.
Mm-hmm.
And Jean, like, and I think the thing that I was thinking about after the game was Jean Jacques and Bueno are kind of the same profile player. They're like they are both good central midfielders, but they are both they both lean attack rather than defense. And when when Jean Jacques has to defend and has to be more cognizant of his defensive responsibilities, he's
Mm-hmm.
not making those late runs into the box and all that kind of stuff that makes him incredibly dangerous. And then Bueno's doing that too, and so neither of them is actually get neither of them is getting forward enough, and neither of them is defending enough, and so they just look bad as a pairing. Where Lukic is going to stay home a little bit more, so it gives Bueno or Jean Jacques, whoever's paired with him, the ability to float and the ability to have freedom on the field, and
Yeah.
so it's just the not the right pairing for the two of them.
Well, and it's a weird
Yeah,
death
no,
by a
definitely.
thousand cuts early in the season thing too, where it's like, okay, like you can get away with Bueno and Jean Jacques if you have Westfield or even Bender at left back. Okay, now you have Jean Jacques and Bueno, but like they're probably not super confident in the guy playing left back. So we have to give up a little bit of that box to box or roamy kind of late run thing because we have to kind of make sure that the dude who just got here can sort of platoon left back. Okay, well shit, he can't. Okay, then that sucks. Now there's a red card, and we're down to 10 guys, and like that sort of Chuck's point. We look
It's
better
oh god.
with 10 guys on the field. Okay, and it's and now it's like okay, Anello has a day to day, Westfield has a day to day, third guy on the list was, but it's you have so many of these day to days, which is cool. Fine, like I'm glad that it's not longer term injuries. But I think there's this weird like we don't really have a lot of optimism because we could at least sort of chalk it up to, hey, we're throwing everything at the Champions League right now. Club America's next. We don't have a
Well,
great
luckily
record.
there's a long time before we play them.
It's true,
And
but
like and you would hope that some of these guys
come back
are healthy.
Yep.
And that there's an actual and signings are completed for bringing an actual left back in by then. Unfortunately, this entire discussion just made me realize in who's probably going to be at left back and unfortunately right back for facing NYCFC this weekend. And that's Nathan Harriel flipping sides while Alejandro Bedoya is at right back.
Hey, what if that signing happens between right now, Wednesday night at 8:30, and at some point this weekend, and oh, magically he's already been in the country and in training? That'd be cool.
Did you forget for a second who this current administration is? You're not getting a green card this week.
But listen, Justin, and as much as I would love to blame everything on the current administration, this club has never been good at that.
I'll say the union have never the union have never had those connections to pull visas through quickly.
This team has existed through what, 3 people, 4 people doing that in the country? We have never gotten a single player here inside of like a month and a half. So, well, actually, Justin, to bring up a point you made earlier, we don't even know where the fuck a guy on our team is. And his biggest problem is that he's black from a country that's in Africa. So, yeah. And actually, even that's been a 2 administration problem. So who knows?
So, do you think about if you're Carnell? I think you've got the option that Chuck just threw out.
You
That
do.
Bedoya is playing one side, Harriel's playing the other. Do you think about going to a 3 since you've got 3 center backs
Oh,
that are?
he tried that. Henry Martinez did come on, and it did not. I mean, I know you were already down to 10 at that point, but it didn't go well.
I mean, to be fair, you were actually really trying to play a 4 with 4
Yeah.
center backs on the field, and one of them deputizing at left back, who is not a left back. Um, so do you officially switch to a 3 and try to give them more support and try to make that work, or do you do some crazy Bedoya at right back or Raffanello back at right back?
But yeah, that did sort of happen against Defense Force. I
There's no good options. Let's just be
like
real about that. There's no good options.
I think actually, honestly, against New York City, I think there is a world where you do a 3. You have 2 wingers that can even be like Alosky on the left and Raffanello on the right, and then just try to bait New York City into like a 35 goal nonsense whatever because it's the second week of the season. Who cares?
Yeah, there's no good options. I mean that's the
No,
reality.
not really. I mean,
Yeah.
and then you're sorry, that was your real answer. Your not real answer. Instead of going to a 3, you go to the 2. Ryan Ricker, first team appearance, right back. He's still got it, guys. He hasn't aged a day after like 30.
I'm just like I'm trying to think of who's even in the squad because even we saw Anello's debut, and now he's day to day.
Right.
You already had a short squad against DC because you didn't name a full bench of substitutes. Alada's not available. So
Hey,
like
not to panic,
God.
recall someone from loan.
Well, I mean, like the entire bench is gonna be Union too. Like there's kind of no
Absolutely.
there really is there's no way around it because like Stas is gonna have to start. Cavan has a chance at starting depending on who you put where. Because like also if you end up running a back 3, there's almost a better chance that Gene Jock's in the back 3 than another center back.
Ooh.
I don't like it, but
No, I don't do that.
I mean,
I'm just
my suggestion would have been Harriel, Larson, and Macania, but I get your
I'm
point.
just trying to figure out how you actually like with a back 3 like properly do the wings because that's probably your best ones are probably Harriel and Vasilev.
Or Olosky. Olosky might be a little bit better.
So is it Harry Olosky? I hate that. I hate all this.
The point is, I hate it all, but like,
Yeah.
if I'm Carnell, I feel like you've got to figure out a creative solution to this because playing Macania out of position at left back, playing Bedoya at right back, like none of them are good solutions.
Well, here let's try to reverse engineer it. So you have 3 at the back. If everyone's available, who are your wingers? Is it Olosky and Anello?
Vasilev and Anello, and I put Olosky up top.
Okay. So then your depth chart goes who replaces Anello, and if that's Olosky, who replaces Olosky?
Well, see, if you're doing that, you're probably just like running Damiani solo up top.
Okay.
Just like no matter what, it's very strange. And this is why I think like the least disruptive option, as awful as it is, assuming that Sunstrom's also unavailable since he's day to day and that he doesn't, learn how to actually play left back, because that still didn't look good. Just like when you're taking that into account, the least disruptive option is unfortunately putting Nathan Harriel at left back.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, hopefully Westfield could go on Saturday, at least for 60 or something.
But like with this kind of back to back, I don't even know if I want him to.
Well, I don't want him to play on Thursday. I mean, for sure, he shouldn't play tomorrow.
Yeah,
but like,
I just mean when because he picked up this injury against Defense Force last Thursday, and then aggravated it in warmups ahead of the game on the weekend. So it just seems like it's hard to say when none of these games really matter right now that you should risk him picking up a serious injury from going if he's not 100%.
true. I agree with that 100%. I'm just saying I hope he's ready and can go.
Yeah.
At 100%.
I just
if he can't,
definitely,
I think you try to figure out something else.
Yeah, I just find it hard to see a scenario based on how things have gone where he's completely ready this weekend.
Can we petition the league to play a game with 10 people up like a goal? Because like I think our best
go into the game
formation
1-0
is
and see if you
just
can win.
10 dudes, and yeah, just see if we can't.
Can anyone stop Bradley Carnell if he just decides I only want to name 10 players?
Okay, what happens
Like, I
if you
don't know how
okay, no, wait, here, I figured it out. You start with 11, you immediately have someone do one of those things where they have an injury, but they're like off the pitch, so like they can technically get treatment, and then they just have to like check back in, and then just have them never check back in. Or have them actually, or speaking of the Colorado Rapids, have them come in before they get signaled back in, red card. Then you're down to 10. Problem solved.
Just go to the midfield line and just sit there on the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Sit there.
Yeah. Stand behind Dre.
No, don't stand behind Dre, because then the offsides. I was thinking about that. The offsides will come into play way too much.
You're right. I was gonna say stick him on like the near post, and then it's fine. But
you need to go sit on the offensive side of the field, or like down at the other goal.
This hurts.
Who can hang out with Matt Freeze for 90 minutes?
It's been so long since we've had to have a podcast like this that I just like forgot how depressing they can be. And this is still different because we all believe that this team is gonna be better than what we've seen. It's just that even coming into things knowing that like the parts as they are just don't work together, and the ones that we really need either aren't with the team or aren't healthy.
I'm just really excited to talk about our first game of the season, Saturday, March 7th against the San Jose Earthquakes.
See, the funny thing is I want to say, and it's funny, I want to say like, a team that looks worse than the Union, but then they don't. Now, Sporting Kansas City, on the other hand.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have like 15 people on their roster, legitimate. So, wow.
Plus a new Plus a new coach and all of that too. So
Yeah.
anything else from this game we want to talk about?
Not,
It was a not great game.
not great.
Maybe the one positive I would say is it didn't actually feel like we were going to ever lose by more than 1-0. Like I mean, DC I guess had some chances and things like that, but we did outshoot them 12-7, and like nothing past that, all that much made Dre look scared. Like I mean, he looked pretty confident all night long.
I mean, I will say, like, Anello looked fun for a second, but if he keeps passing to nowhere, it's not going to be fun very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, his thing is the same for me as Kevin. Like, he loves to turn and go and like get up the field, which I really like. But yeah, you got to pass to somebody.
I think that's more of a chemistry thing than a talent thing. I just think that he doesn't.
He is shifty on the ball though. Like he is good with the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny looking at the stats that the Union almost outpassed DC United despite spending most of the game down a man. But yeah, things happened. They weren't great. More things are going to happen this week. They probably also won't be great.
I also would not have guessed that we had less fouls than DC.
Oh no, it's just every single foul that we had was carded and theirs wasn't.
That is a little bit of an exaggeration, but
not much.
I mean, when the entire center of the field for the Union, looking at the lineup, is lit up in yellow.
Yes. It was 4-3 it ended up being 4-3 on cards because after maybe 5 fouls, Jordan Peglu finally got a yellow card. Well, that's what we think about these games. I don't know what else to say. So I feel like
no,
we better
good.
end than just keep talking. And the Union again play Defense Force FC in the second game of that matchup. When you hear this tonight at 7:30 at Subaru Park, show up maybe. You might get in. You might not, or buy a ticket. And then we play NYCFC on the weekend. And then as Evan said, the first real game of the season is March 7th at home against San Jose.
Right.
But we'll be back before then to talk about
don't we still have to unfortunately predict?
No, I'm not predicting.
Philadelphia Union 3, Defense Force 0, and then Philadelphia Union 3-5-1. We might score a goal against New York City.
Also, so you can get tickets to Defense Force for $6.
Do it.
Can we?
So I think with that.
Can we do like a live Mystery Science Theater 3000 to that game? Like, would CONCACAF be like, yeah, it's fine. Just do your own audio. We don't care. At that point. Like, it's like the first Philadelphia Union game to ever just be like in the public domain from when it happened. Be like, please give this attention.
Yeah, I'm actually curious how highlights would be treated for that. And how long it would take someone to notice that you actually had highlights from it.
That implied that something happened. I think part of the fun of winning 5-0 in a first leg is that we're really not pushing any issues. So, highlights. Who knows? Shout
I mean,
out whoever has to
things are
clip
going to
that.
happen. Stas is going to score his first Union goal.
I will cry.
That's the thing. You could lose 4-0 tomorrow and still go.
You can lose 5-0 tomorrow. Win on penalty. It is CONCACAF. Yeah. Great question. Well, we know that doesn't mean anything. It's their lineup from 5 years ago. Yeah, welcome to Defense Force FC Jakob Glesnes. Well, so what you're saying is they're on a hot streak. All right, so the bottom of the barrel has been thoroughly scraped out. Thank you so much